Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful, empowered harmonizers. We're zooming in and focusing in on a great viewer question, and that is peace and harmony. How do I handle feeling unworthy? Feeling unworthy, having low self-esteem. When you are exposed to somebody who is a constant criticizer, a constant betrayer, they minimize you, they scapegoat, or they might use projection, just giving you chronic put downs, using an inappropriate tone of voice, an inappropriate volume of voice, trying to beat you up emotionally with words. Oftentimes this can hurt more than physical abuse, the verbal abuse. And the problem is people get away with it for far too long and far too often before oftentimes people can get it under control. So really you have to look at how far it's been going on and how do you make this adjustment and handle feeling so unworthy as a result of being either sabotaged, betrayed, lied to, manipulated. The deception, especially of people who are completely self-absorbed. These people will lack empathy. They don't care what they do to people, what they say, who they lie to. It's a pathological, unhealthy basis. And if you've been exposed to this for some amount of time and you've just sort of put up and shut up, then chances are it's really starting to get to you and get under your skin. And you're feeling very undeserving and feeling unworthy. How do you change this up? How do you handle this? People oftentimes really are so far removed from their own core and their own center oftentimes that they don't even feel a sense of their own higher power, their own divine intelligence that's trying to speak with them through their heart, through their mind, through their intuition, and through their gut. This is oftentimes shut out at a deep core level because they are feeling unworthy. Unworthy is a very, very sad place to be, and it can feel very desperate if you feel that you're not good enough. And it's usually how you are quote unquote perceived or interpreted through another person's eyes, through another person's assessment, through another person's judgment. And then they get power over you, otherwise known as leverage, especially through the pain element. So manipulators will get power over you through pain, through not feeling good. If someone can cause you to feel unworthy, to feel less than, to feel lower, and they're getting you in that reactive state, they have the power and they have control over you. This is not what your divine creator wants you to experience. This is not what the creator has planned for you. This person might serve as a huge lesson learned and might help you to turn the corner and basically, look at the light and be the first to reevaluate and understand how manipulators work. So this person might be like a walking encyclopedia, meaning that they're going to help to educate you into how to find that core center within yourself that declares, I am worthy, I am, and is able to know this and be certain beyond the shadow of a doubt and know that they are loved, cared for, and desired, and that their happiness is their goal and fulfillment is the goal, and understanding purpose and your living in your own strength is the goal of your life. And your goal is not just to please this person and feel as a failure as they are trying to control you to feel less than and cause you this, excruciating pain. It's so important to understand this aspect of human behavior and manipulation and that whole inferiority complex. If you are suffering from this, it's very important that you have a good heart-to-heart with yourself and have closure on this experience within yourself. Meaning, it's very important for you to realize and become awake to the fact that you are worthy, you are deserving. You do need to correct this erroneous thought pattern that you have absorbed as a result of being exposed to a manipulator or a series of manipulators, as well as all sorts of a host of other experiences you might have found in your personal life, your professional life, your family life, etc. So it's important to understand how these people will overpower through raising their voice, through looks, through leaving you out, through the old isolation and alienation. You know, the old peer pressure. Oh, you're not included in this little group. You know, it's us against them. It's how these people try to shore up, you know, this mill of rumors or of little talk, you know, whispering in people's ear, and then telling stories, telling lies, getting people to look at you differently, and then, you know, buy into their assessment. It's a very insidious tactic that those people who have low self-esteem, pathological self-absorption will resort to, especially is that triangulation and splitting. Meaning they're going to try to talk you up, talk you down, talk you sideways, talk about you behind your back, and then act like, you know, you come walking in the room and then they talk louder. Oh yeah, and then wasn't that fun this weekend? Like they're changing the conversation, but you hear otherwise. Don't fall prey to these people. Realize that manipulators should be, once you learn about it and their tactics, 100% harmless. Realize that they are harmless. If they are talking up stories, set the record straight first in your own heart. It's very important for you to do this. Don't buy into their judgment, their assessment, their manipulation of assessment and judgment, and the fear tactics, the intimidation. Oh, you know, but I want to be part of this group and I want to belong. And so I'm going to come walking around like a dog with my tail between my legs and apologetic, always apologizing for yourself. Or, you know, furthermore, if you're not in that apologetic, then you might be into the having to fight to protect yourself, and, you know, things get gruesome. Don't go down either path. It's a slippery slope, and it's designed to cause you to slip, you know, get snagged on a pebble, lose your balance, lose your composure, lose your cool, lose your focus. Don't be distracted by it. It might be easier said than done. A lot of people might say that, but actually it's easy to do once you can say it to yourself and have that belief and remove that self-limiting belief that you don't know better, when in essence your subconscious oftentimes does. But you have to be able to buy in and trust yourself to that awareness that I do know better, and I'm not falling for this tactic of feeling less than, of feeling intimidated, of feeling fearful because of this person, what they might say, what they might do, the false accusations, you know, the getting you to feel that you have to then rescue them or come crawling on your knees and, well, you know, what did I do wrong? And feeling like it's always your fault. See, this is what they want. They want you timid, quivering, not speaking up, putting up, shutting up, all that. Don't fall for that. Don't allow yourself to be bottomed out by this person, because it'll get lower and lower and lower until eventually you're going to hit what feels like an emotional rock bottom. Begin to acknowledge and validate for 100% certainty that you have a higher awareness. You have a higher self. You have the divinity running through you. Look at, you know, your hands, look at your feet, and, you know, feel your heart This is designed by the Creator. This is designed by infinite intelligence. You have to acknowledge and validate that miracle and realize the bigger picture. If you are in front of manipulators, oftentimes people feel very restricted. They feel very limited. They feel very hindered, very snagged, very shamed, very shame-based. This is a result. It is not the truth. This is the result of being chronically exposed to these types of people. And people don't take enough time to take a step back, get perspective, and then work on this awareness. Oftentimes because of fear, I will have to leave this person. I'll have to confront this within myself that I need to make a change. You might have fed yourself a lot of excuses or denial. Stop the denial crazy train. Get off. You can and will be able to make it without feeling less than or to conform to the judgment of this person. Stop conforming to another person's judgment. You can only feel low enough as you allow someone Eleanor Roosevelt, you only feel as low as you give yourself, as you give someone else permission to cause you to feel. That's not really verbatim, but in other words, you are the one who determines how good or not so good, not so positive you feel about yourself. The power and the decision and the permission begins and ends with you. Although oftentimes you didn't realize that you were giving this person permission or authority over you in the beginning, and it was maybe way back in the day, and you've just been buying into their lies, their judgment ever since. Don't judge. Don't buy into their judgment. Realize that you have the inalienable human right to embrace yourself, your strengths, your goals, your dream, your inspiration, and who and how you want to be. Don't allow yourself to be set back anymore. You have the power within. It's time for you to then acknowledge and validate that and work on that and really work on affirming that within yourself. And when you begin to feel yourself bottoming out, explain to yourself, nope, I know better. This is just a manipulation tactic. Nope, I know better. This is just a manipulation tactic. And really, begin to snuff it out before it gets really bad. You need to know better. You need to be able to document things. You need to be able to have a go-to sort of privacy and space within yourself. You need to be able to hold the space as well. Hold that space within, which means don't jump to conclusions. Begin to observe and don't react, but be able to respond when you are ready. And, don't be afraid to say, I don't agree. I do not agree. I have experienced, this is my experience. This is what I have seen. And don't go into a big diatribe. Just, if you need to speak up, make your statement, make your peace, make your amends, and make them within yourself and begin to embody that consciousness within, the Christ consciousness, the divine consciousness, your higher self. Begin to say, higher self, I need you, I want you. Please give me a sign. Please help me to hold my head up straight. Please help me to focus. Please help me to focus on what gives me pleasure, joy, happiness, bliss, serenity. Help me to surrender the judgment. And really begin to make this a priority. Make this a priority. Begin to reprioritize what your feeling states are and begin to get yourself into that zone. You can do this. It's your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. Peace out.